Tonight, moving on up. That's the hope for this year's tourism numbers after 2020 left the industry in the red. Plus, a more normal summer. Minnesota's governor says that's what residents in the Gopher State should expect as he prepares to loosen COVID restrictions. And more resources for those who need it. How federal funding is helping a mental health center on the Iron Range assist more people and offer more services.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Thanks for joining us. One of Duluth's hallmarks saw a big blow in 2020. Tourism was down about 30% because of the pandemic. But now, Visit Duluth has a new plan to make sure this summer is a strong one. CBS3's Peter Kavakauskas breaks down how they hope to make it happen.
The Canal Park staple was one of many businesses that struggled without as many tourists during the pandemic. Now, Visit Duluth is hoping to change that.
We are cautiously optimistic.
Today, the agency held its annual meeting in which they laid out their tourism strategy heading into this summer. Anna Tansky, president of Visit Duluth, says this year they are hoping to highlight Duluth as a great place to come make memories, get outdoors, and social distance.
We also developed taglines that are intended to be very inclusive and really highlight Lake Superior's natural gifts of social distancing. So the tagline is Lake Superior, big enough for everyone, or also to highlight it's time to make new memories.
Tansky says their data suggests good news heading into this summer as people get ready to travel once again.
Having been now more than a year into the pandemic, we have some trends and benchmarks that we can measure against, but we really do anticipate that there is a lot of pent-up travel demand, and we're ready to take it.
Back at Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory, they too are ready to serve, adding that they've already seen business begin to come back to life. They hope it lasts throughout the summer.
Just with the trends we've been seeing and how busy we've been, we definitely think it's going to continue, hopefully throughout the whole summer.
Tansky says they're already seeing more events being booked, adding that conference and business travel is expected to pick up even more later this year. Minnesota's governor said today he expects people will be able to have a very normal-looking summer. Governor Tim Walz foreshadowed his Thursday announcement when he's expected to loosen the state's COVID-19 restrictions. He didn't share specifics, but Walz did say his plan will help move Minnesota forward. We're still waiting on a time for Thursday's announcement, but we'll bring that update to you live on air and online whenever it happens. And by the way, the governor's last rollback allowed restaurants and bars to operate at 75% capacity and gyms at half capacity. Entertainment venues could also have more people inside and outside. Nearly 2 million Minnesotans are fully vaccinated. Almost 60% of the state's population has more than one dose. In response, a Grand Rapids area Republican is asking Walz to set a clear end for his emergency powers. State Rep Spencer Igo said he believes the emergency phase of the pandemic is over. He added it's time for the peacetime emergency to end and for Walz to work with the legislature to bring the state forward. As time runs short on the legislative session, Minnesota's governor is pushing lawmakers to pass funding for summer learning. Governor Tim Walz says this summer will help kids catch up where they might have fallen behind during the pandemic. He called on the legislature back in February to pass his $150 million summer learning plan. It expands education opportunities and addresses opportunity gaps. Walz says the money is there and districts need it in order to plan ahead, but lawmakers are running out of time to get it done.
It's now time for us to move the summer learning plan. It's now time to give consistencies to our administrators, to our teachers, to our youngest learners, and to our taxpayers.
The DFL-led House passed the summer learning plan back in March. The governor is now pushing the Republican-led Senate to approve the education funding. And House Republicans responded to the governor's comments today. They say his summer learning plan doesn't fund all schools equally and gives less local control to schools. They also blamed the governor for shutting down schools during the pandemic, causing kids to fall behind. Today, Senator Amy Klobuchar discussed new legislation addressing affordable housing shortages with Minnesota mayors. Senator Klobuchar emphasized how the pandemic brought to light the existing inequities in society, including the lack of affordable housing. She hopes that Biden's American Jobs Plan will help Minnesota move forward.
So that's why we are so hot to go on this American Jobs Plan. Yes, it's about roads and bridges and rail, but it is also about housing and housing infrastructure and the work that we need to do going forward.
Klobuchar added the American Rescue Plan has given $21 million to homeowners who are behind on their home mortgages due to the pandemic. Dave's here now for a first check of the weather. A lot of talk about summer there right off the top, but the weather isn't really following suit.
Except for that taste of it on Saturday. And, you know, I thought it was a little bit too warm, you know. The life of a Northlander.
Yeah.
You complain about the cold for 6 months, then you get the potential for 3 months worth of warmth, and you're already tired of it.
It's too hot.
After a couple hours. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's going to be a while before we can even think about getting back towards 80. A cool down has come and is going to stick with us. And today, we had a little bit of this, a little bit of that, some clouds, some blue sky, as a low leaves and a high takes over. So what I'm getting at here is there's still a chance for a few stray showers from the departing low. But the blue sky, the clear sky, is being brought in by a high that's advancing upon us from the northwest. And so then by splitting the difference, we get this forecast. Oh, partly cloudy with sprinkles tonight, low temp down around 32. Cool enough where some of those sprinkles could become scattered flurries. That probably won't stick to anything. Then for tomorrow, the higher pressure takes over. We get a mostly sunny sky like highs tend to bring, but it's a Canadian high, so the language it speaks is a little cooler than normal. 53 is about 5 degrees short of where we should be. Will we get back to normal this week? Is there any threat of another day in the 80s for me to complain about, which I shouldn't, of course, but we'll show you which way it'll go with the 7-day forecast in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Vice President Kamala Harris was in Milwaukee today touting the president's $2 billion infrastructure proposal. Harris toured clean energy laboratories on the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee campus. She also took part in a roundtable discussion about the investments in research and development proposed in Biden's infrastructure jobs plan.
As you know, the president has made it a priority of our administration to really seek out and lift up the great work that American universities and technologists and innovators are doing.
Meanwhile, Wisconsin Republicans said Harris's time would be better spent at the U.S. border, dealing with the increase of people trying to cross from Mexico. We're following some developing news out of the Twin Cities tonight. That's where attorneys for Derek Chauvin have officially filed for the jury's guilty verdict in the death of George Floyd to be thrown out. Among the defense's complaints, juror misconduct. They're referring to one of the jurors, pictured on social media, participating in a protest last summer. The photo shows Brandon Mitchell at a protest in Washington, D.C. to commemorate the 1963 March on Washington. That photo was taken in August. It sparked speculation about his motives for serving on the jury and whether it might be grounds for appeal. But Mitchell defended his participation, telling the Star Tribune that he was honest during jury selection. Chauvin's attorney also filed for a new trial tonight, claiming the court should have moved the trial out of Hennepin County and sequestered the jury earlier. We'll keep you posted on what comes next. With the help of federal funding, the Range Mental Health Center in Virginia is expanding its services and working toward a new state certification. CBS3's Emma Quinn explains how after 60 years, the center hopes this will change the way they can serve the Iron Range.
The Range Mental Health Center will receive $2 million over the next 2 years from the Substance Abuse Mental Health Services Administration.
Making sure that people get all of the services that they need, mental health care, medical services, supports in their homes, so those kinds of things.
The grant will allow the center to add more staff like care coordinators, medical directors, and expand current services in order to qualify for a Minnesota certification, a certified community behavioral health clinic.
Provide certain services. We have to have outpatient therapy, psychiatry, ACT team. We have to provide crisis services, those kinds of things.
The new staff and expansion will help the center work with primary care providers and build the best plan for patients.
The first point of contact for someone to gather information and do those initial assessments and schedule a diagnostic assessment which drives services, and also make referrals to primary care or substance abuse assessments.
This May, the center will mark its 60-year anniversary. Staff say it's incredible to be able to continue to support those in the community and offer more resources in the future.
The community supports that we are able to provide for this community, the way that we can offer so many different types of services, I think is just invaluable.
The expansions will be seen across the 4 locations they have around the Iron Range. Officials say they serve roughly 7,000 people per year. 1,200 of those are children throughout their school programs. Well, looking ahead, the city of Duluth is asking for your thoughts on proposed renovations for Anger Golf Course. 2 virtual meetings will be held on May 18th and June 1st. Duluth's Parks and Rec team will co-host the meeting with professional consultants from different design companies. Future course renovations include a new irrigation system, a new clubhouse, and improvements to fairways and bunkers. The work is being planned for 2023 when the Lester Park Golf Course reopens for one final season. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3 as we continue to push through the pandemic, events across Minnesota are rebounding. The Great Minnesota Get-Together is no exception.
Record high today, it's 86 degrees from 1980. This fine day, we didn't quite get there, a little bit under the average of 58. That's the way we'll stay for the week ahead. No more trips into the 80s, at least for the next 7 days. Any rainy days coming our way? We'll show you which ones could possibly sprinkle a little bit with our 7-day forecast coming up after this timeout.
Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app.
We pick up the phone because it's ringing. Hello, this is Sam. That's simple human sense.
Ask J3 Insurance in Duluth if auto owners make sense for you.
Mopping the dirt and germs from your floor is a messy chore. Well, now you can spin away those germs with Floor Police, the lightweight and cordless power spin mop that scrubs away messes the fast and easy way. Just add any disinfectant, and at a speedy 100 RPMs, the microfiber pads do all the scrubbing and sanitizing, so you don't have to. The secret is the powerful electric motor and rechargeable lithium battery that has 90 minutes of runtime. The swivel head can easily clean in and around obstacles and get deep under furniture. Plus, the pads are machine washable and reusable. Get Floor Police with 2 microfiber pads for just 2 easy payments of $29.99. But wait, call now and get 2 free scouring and 2 free polishing pads. But hold everything, because you can double the entire offer. Just pay separate fee, and we'll even ship it to you free. That's 2 Floor Police mops with pads, plus free shipping. Call or click now.
Call 1-800-592-0163 or visit floorpolice.com. Order now.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for a home run on your next home project? Don't strike out by using someone out of left field who makes errors, balks at your needs, isn't safe, and gives you the squeeze by charging double.
Your home improvement company aced my window project, and working with them was a walk in the park.
We never sacrifice quality, and you can count on us to avoid curveballs and save you time.
Plus, they clean up, which is a big relief. Your home improvement company is a huge hit in Twins territory, even if their owner is a bit of a screwball.
The health of the Iron Range is our passion. That's why at Fairview Range, we do everything we can to keep our community healthy and safe. Our compassionate team is always here for you and for each other. No matter what, we step up, because that's just what we do. We are here for you, always. Fairview Range, we're here.
I know you have questions.
So here it is.
A new Clarice, Thursday, 10/9 Central, or stream anytime on CBS.
CBS 3 Weather is brought to you by St. Luke's. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, happy International Firefighters Day. Boy, do we need those folks. We'd be lost without them, whether it's our homes or our forests that light up every once in a while. We need them to take care of us, and so we give them this shout out worldwide, whether they're part of a professional department like here in Duluth or a volunteer department like in Rice Lake or in Brule, or one of those smoke jumpers or wildland firefighters that train at places like LSC. Well, as far as firefighting goes here for the short term, we're hoping to stave off the problem. We had some sprinkles last night, some today. Maybe that'll keep the relative humidities up high enough and the temperature's low enough to keep us from having to fight wildland fires like we did, it seems like every day when it dries up around here, then we're back into the near critical risk. Well, this time around, I don't think we're going to get there. And for one reason, yeah, like I mentioned, we can thank a cool down coming our way. How long will that cool down last? I'll show you with the 7-day forecast. But right now, we eye up the current conditions that come in from Duluth International. It's 52. The relative humidity is 45%, which is probably just enough to keep away that fire danger. Northwesterly wind at 15 miles per hour, though, threatens to dry things out. So we're riding the fence here as far as that wildland fire danger goes. Our fingers are crossed, of course. Air pressure right now is 30 inches even, 1,016 millibars, and that is about 3 millibars towards the higher side, which means these clouds should be going away. Higher pressure takes over, brings us a dry Wednesday. Current temperatures, well, we got the 40s there for the Upper Peninsula, and anywhere from 50 to 55 in Wisconsin. Now there are cool spots, Solon Springs, but the hot spot remains Superior. So we look up the North Shore, we're looking at 40s and 50s there. Iron Ranges are in the 40s as well, to about 51 towards Grand Rapids, and it's a little bit warmer from Cloquet to Moose Lake. Tonight it may get a little bit cooler. We could drop into the upper 20s inland parts of Minnesota, 30s for the rest of the region. Temperatures right now give way to the Doppler map to look at, and it shows a few clouds and still a couple of rain showers for the Arrowhead and parts of Wisconsin from the departure of that trough of lower pressure that last night was in northern Manitoba. Now it's moved over to Quebec, dragging its tail through our region, kicking up the showers. But by Wednesday, those should go away as that higher pressure cell also from Canada settles in to make things sunny. And keep things sunny from Wednesday through a good portion of Thursday. But Thursday afternoon and evening, there's a slight chance for a few showers to give us a little excitement here from this small trough of lower pressure. Once that goes by Friday, back towards the sunshine. Tonight in Minnesota, low temps, 20s inland, 30s by the lake, partly cloudy with showers. We share that forecast with Wisconsin and Michigan, and low temps there will be in the lower 30s. Tomorrow, mid-50s, Wisconsin, Michigan with some sunshine. Sunshine for Minnesota as well, 52 to 55. That's a little bit cooler than normal. Normal's 58, and we do not get there for the week ahead. And as far as these rain shower chances go, we have a little bit of a chance tonight, a little bit of a chance Thursday night, then another one on Sunday. Otherwise, the weekend starts fairly nice. Sunshine and 53 on Saturday, Kristen.
All right, thanks, Dave. A scaled-down preview of the Minnesota State Fair is being planned for Memorial Day weekend. Earlier today, organizers announced a new kickoff to summer walk-around event on the fairgrounds. The event will span 5 days from May 27th to the 31st, allowing 10,000 people at a time for food, shopping, and live entertainment. Tickets are currently being sold through a lottery. You can find the link to try and get yours at CBS3Duluth.com. Fair officials say they are still working on what the Great Minnesota Get-Together will look like in August. In honor of Bob Dylan's 80th birthday later this month, plans are in the works to celebrate the musician all year long. St. Louis County Board of Commissioners declared May 24th of 2021 through May 24th of next year as the Year of Dylan. There are several virtual and in-person Dylan-themed events planned for the year. The famous musician was born at St. Mary's Hospital in Duluth and grew up in Hibbing. A large public art tribute is planned for Hibbing High School, where Dylan graduated in 1959. Organizers hope it aids in tourism and honors the musician's roots in the Northland. And this year, Duluth Dylan Fest runs from May 22nd to the 30th. Ahead in sports, only 3,000 fans were in attendance for last night's Wild game, but they were treated to another come-from-behind victory. Kelly breaks down the team's recent success. Next.
Thursdays are a favorite day at Fond du Lac Casino with Kiosk Cash.
CBS3 Live Cams, brought to you by KohlerChef.com, now featuring the Kohler Express Deal online buying solution. KohlerChef.com, a better way to buy.
What does home mean to you? From graduation to the new job to sharing a life with someone else. As you change, so does your idea of home. Visit yournorthlandhome.com for comprehensive information on buying and selling your home with JS Realty, including mistakes buyers make and preparing your home to sell. Yournorthlandhome.com has the information you need to find a place that feels like home. Download your free guide today at yournorthlandhome.com.
I'm Steve Scooby. I'm one of the general surgeons at St. Luke's. I love being a surgeon and I take my job very seriously, but it's always nice to go home and spend time with my children and focus on having a balance between being at work and spending time with my family. Like most surgeons, I really enjoy being in the operating room. However, I think the best part of my job is being in clinic and seeing patients come back to me fixed and feeling better. Knowing that they're doing well after surgery is really satisfying to me.
Your property demands equipment with more reliability, durability, and versatility built in. Kubota equipment is ready to get the job done right.
No one serves you better than Lulich Implement.
One day, and I hope not far from now, friendly handshakes and hugs will return.
I cannot wait to have a potluck with families and friends.
I can't wait to dance on the powwow trails again.
Reconnect with one another.
Get all the kids together.
Go to kindergarten.
For everyone to meet our son, Anthony.
What I'm most looking forward to is performing again. As long as we do our part, I believe we'll get back to that real soon.
Home Furniture supports our communities through a number of local charities. Hi, I'm Kyle Johansson. When we lost my grandmother to ovarian cancer, Home teamed up with MOCA to help find a cure. Every May, we take our support into the showrooms, make a purchase at home, and donate $10 to MOCA, and we'll give you an additional 10% off our sale prices.
It's a great time to buy something new for your home and help fund an early detection test for ovarian cancer.
Give $10 to MOCA, and we'll give you an extra 10% off the sale prices at home.
The big 6% instant rebate sale continues at Prime Appliance. Hi, John here. Get an additional 6% off the floor price instantly when you pay at the counter. What could be sweeter? Well, I'll tell you, it's extended to May 31st. Get full-size GE French door refrigerators with ice and water in stainless slate or black slate. Regular price $24.99. Sale price $23.79. After 6% rebate, $22.36. Deliver and install or take it home today. Prime Appliance, it's the best place to buy your appliances.
If it's important to our nation,
the country is facing yet another unprecedented crisis.
It's on Face the Nation, making politics make sense. The why behind the biggest stories. Face the Nation on CBS.
Gail King, Anthony Mason, and Tony DeCopel. Weekday mornings on CBS.
Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
There were only 3,000 fans in attendance for last night's Minnesota Wild game, but I cannot even begin to imagine how much the roof would have been blown off in the third period had the place been at full capacity. For the third consecutive game, the Wild managed to erase a 2-goal third period hole against the first place Vegas Golden Knights. For the second straight game, the Wild come away with a critical 2 points with the 6-5 come from behind miracle-like victory.
The belief is in each other. I think that's the key. You don't know, obviously, what's going to happen, the result, but I think the group believes that if their attitude is correct, then we're going to have an opportunity. We don't panic. I think the belief isn't that, yeah, we can score. I think the belief is that we stick together, and we'll see where we sit at the end of the night.
When asked about the 2 points the Wild earned, Evison, who isn't a huge advocate of looking at the standings, answered, "We played well tonight, and the season will end, and we'll see where we sit." Wild will face Vegas again tomorrow night. Despite a rather dismal season, with the exception being the last 4 games, Anthony Edwards is a surefire on a surefire track of being the NBA's Rookie of the Year. Edwards proved that once again, being named the league's Rookie of the Month for the second straight month for April. Timberwolves finished the month with an 8-8 record. In that span, Edwards racked up 345 points, 2 rebounds, and 53 assists. The last time a rookie hit those numbers in 1 month, a guy named Blake Griffin, back in January of 2011. Wolves take on the Memphis Grizzlies tomorrow night. The Twins came away with a solid 6-5 win at home over the Rangers last night at Target Field, but thanks in part to a collision at home plate. Luis Arraez will not play in tonight's game against the Rangers after being put on the 7-day injured list. Arraez showed concussion-like symptoms after this collision at the plate with Rangers catcher Jose Trevino in the 3rd inning of last night's game. Twins have recalled Nick Gordon from AAA. He'll make his major league debut for the Twins tonight in Game 2 against the Rangers at Target Field. Former Twins pitcher Kyle Gibson will start for the Rangers on the mound. And the Brewers got going just a little while ago with the Philadelphia Phillies. We'll have highlights from that game tonight at 10 as well. The St. Scholastica men's tennis team has not lost a regular season conference match this century. They finished off their 24th consecutive regular season UMAC title with a win over Northwestern last week. The postseason started today for the Saints, looking for their 19th UMAC tournament title. Hosting Martin Luther, 1 doubles. Elliot Schneider and Jack Kearney take care of business. Schneider, the former Greyhound, hasn't lost a singles match all season. And in 2 doubles, Jake Jolowski, the pride of Hibbing, with a rocket of a return. And we will have highlights from and results from the match tonight at 10. And speaking of successful programs at St. Scholastica, the Saints women's golf team has qualified for the Division III NCAA tournament, winning their 5th straight UMAC title in record-setting fashion over the weekend. Nationals start next Tuesday in Lansing, Michigan. We got to talk about some of those D3 teams around here. They be killing it.
Absolutely.
You were a D3 athlete.
No, I wasn't.
I thought you played at UW-US.
No, I didn't.
Well, I just made that
Injuries took me out of sports, Kelly.
Well,
but I want to talk about the Wild, because you mentioned that the roof would have been blown off had they been at full capacity. Minnesota fans go nuts when they're at a game and the team is winning. So I can only imagine the excitement, even with the 3,000 people.
Even you could tell the excitement was there.
Yeah.
I'm just still reeling from the fact that I just said that you were a D3 athlete and I knew you were trying to move on from it. I'm very embarrassed.
Real-time fact checks. We're good. We're good. Thanks, Kelly. Well, Dave's here now for a, nope, not quite yet. My bad. Dave, I'm so excited to hear from you. I jumped right to you. But first, tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, the deadline has come and gone, and now the DNR is deciding the future of the former SR project in Nashwauk. In tonight's Eye on Mining, we'll dig into what standards the DNR set in order for the company to maintain the state's leases, and when the agency will determine if the company has met the requirements put in place. All right, Dave, now let's hear from you. Final check of the weather.
All right, tomorrow, Wednesday, mostly sunny sky, high temp 53. Back to you, Kristen.
All right, thanks, Dave. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you back here at 10.
Change